Mr. Syed Asif Shah, Vice President, Mr. Wazir Ahmed Jogi is a former Federal Minister, tonight's host, and Mr. Zabi, Chairman Zabi Group, he is the co-host. Members of English-speaking union, members of Executive Committee, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is my privilege to welcome you all tonight at the function of English-speaking union. I am very grateful to Excellency Mr. Thomas, Ambassador of the Czech Republic, for accepting our invitation as keynote speaker and chief guest. We know that he is a very busy man. Still, when we requested him, we took out time and came here to address the members of the English-speaking union. We have requested him to talk about Pakistan-Czech Republic relations with special focus on trade and commerce between the two countries. And on top of that, if Excellency wants to talk about the situation in Europe, where
in Pakistan, when I have this type of event or opportunity to talk about Czech Republic, I always think, where should I start? Should I tell what Czech Republic is? But I think with your distinguished gathering, that won't be necessary. Otherwise, I still, it has been more than 30 years, or it will be actually 30 years, when Czechoslovakia split into Czech Republic and Slovakia, and still I had to use, the old name. If I tell someone Czech Republic, and then I say, well, Czechoslovakia, and then people finally react. But I'm sure that it's not your case. You know very well that Czech Republic is the country that's in the very center of Europe. I think there are many countries who proclaim that they are the heart of Europe. We are one of them, and we always, especially after 1989, when the communist era ended in our part of the world, or more or less worldwide, we somehow were trying to. And I think what for me is most difficult is not to get into wishful thinking in that case, and just think realistically that yes, the Russia is the neighbor and will be there. Ukraine is very much destroyed and devastated. We still don't see that there were some proposals, but I think there was not a kind of serious signs of an agreement. We can't tell whether the Russians are rather withdrawing to just concentrate on the east, or withdrawing to resupply and reform and start another incursion in the Ukrainian territory. But what I would say is that definitely Russia didn't achieve their objective, and it took much longer, and they encountered much stronger reaction and much more, I would say, ingenuity from the Ukrainian defense. I think they also so far very much united us in Europe and with our allies overseas, and we were so far able to keep that unified stance. Older, as historically the Czech lands were the industrial part or the most industrialized part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So even within, of course, currently it's different, but at those times when during the Industrial Revolution, much of the industrial potential of at that time Austro-Hungarian Empire was built in the Czech lands, and it continued even during the communist times. And thank you for reminding me of Skoda. There is one interesting thing for the Pakistani Czech relations. Skoda cars will be assembled in the factory that is being built in Balochistan, and I think starting next year there will be Skoda cars available in Pakistan again. This time it's Volkswagen, because Skoda is part of the Volkswagen group, and based on their agreement with Premium Motors in Karachi, they are preparing the assembly line of Skoda cars in Pakistan.
Okay.
Immediate goodwill, and then apparently in time the problems start arising. What I would say could help the situation is that Czech Republic has a very low unemployment. It's one of the, if not the lowest unemployment in Europe. We had about 2.5% unemployment. So we were really lacking workforce. And actually, even before the refugees started coming, in many areas there we had workers from Ukraine in construction, like in the personnel in supermarkets, nurses and doctors, and so we are in a way used to or the Ukrainians are used to work in Czech Republic, and there are still the industries really need workforce. So for some part of the people who were coming, they can be employed, and it would actually even help the economy. Second thing is, it really very much depends on how things in Ukraine will be, because there are really predominantly women and children, and women telling we will go back once it's possible. So I think it seems it really may be the case that not men joining. Then a long CV which I already have forgotten, what is in there. Cultural connections that are still alive. That's one of the things that we, the Czechs, like to boast with, that we created, or the Czech author created the name robot, and the other is the Bata company and Bata shoes, which is another connection between Czech Republic or Czech lands and